What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today on Litcoin like we talked about in the last video we did. I want to do Litcoin by itself about once a week. You guys really appreciate it. You give a lot of thumbs up. We hit 400 thumbs up on the last video and that was awesome. So I want to do this by itself today as price action's been consolidating, moving sideways, some of the things you want to look for. And the number one thing that Litcoin investors need to pay attention to right now is not Litcoin itself, it's Bitcoin. Okay, if Bitcoin breaks through $20,000 in its blue sky breakouts, you know how hard and fast Litcoin can run. Sometimes it runs harder than Bitcoin itself in terms of percentage gains. So that's something that you do want to watch. So if Bitcoin's able to get up through that 20,000, we have blue sky breakouts, I believe Litcoin could very quickly hit over $100. Okay, but now on the other side of this, because we're moving sideways, and for Bitcoin, we're getting in that little symmetrical triangle, which is a neutral pattern. The candles are getting tight, the volume's dropping off, and right now what we're waiting for is that directional move. Because like we talked about, a symmetrical triangle is more of a neutral pattern. The trend's been up, so you maybe get another 4 or 5% according to like the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns, about 54% with the trend it will break. To the upside, we got a little bit more of a shot than we do to the downside, but we need to be prepared for some of those areas. And for Litcoin, the downside targets I'd look for, if Bitcoin does take a break and we maybe go down to $17,000, $16,000, I'd look for Litcoin to hold first the 200 moving average, and this is on the 4-hour time frame here, and that would be at about $74.97. If we drop below that, I'd look right into this area here roughly at $66.23, and that's how aggressive it'll be. It'll be like this. So if Bitcoin starts to break down, Litcoin's going to do one of those. And last time this happened, it went down about 30%. So that's what we have to look at here. So now we're going to measure down 30% from there, and we're also going to look to the upside 30% because that's how these runs typically do, 20, 30, 40% sometimes. So if we were to go roughly about 28, 30%, we'd be down around $58 again. It could absolutely happen if Bitcoin takes a big dump here and we don't break through 20,000 and Bitcoin needs a little bit more time, which I think would buy a great or would provide a great buying opportunity if that did happen. Now, if we go to the upside 30%, that could put us up around 110, 108, 110. Okay, so that's something I want to reiterate here. As the candles are getting tight, you can see we're just consolidating, moving sideways, volume starting to drop off. And we actually did get some heavier volume that came in here on the 4-hour time frame. We tested the top of this triangle here, so it was like one of those thrusters or little feelers. And we tried to feel out $87.40. We couldn't make it through it, so you can see what's happening right now. But it's on lower volume. So we still may even have a little bit more time moving sideways. That could happen, but what I would do, I would have some alarms and alerts in, and we'll put them. First one for me is going to be on this 100 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. We're going to add an alert there and create. So if we do go down to that area, I'll know about it. And then to the upside, I want to be alerted at roughly about $88.45 is going to be the spot. And then overall, the main overhead resistance that's going to be tough for us to crack is about $91.48. Down here on the RSI, we're running about 50, so we're just very neutral all around. And that's what happens in these symmetrical triangles. Everyone's waiting to see which direction the market's going to move. And then a lot of the times, if it's to the upside, the buyers will jump in heavy. If it's to the downside, the sellers will jump in heavy. And we need to be aware of those things. And there's even busted patterns in this space, guys. There's so much that goes into this that you have to be prepared and you have to have a plan to both the upside and the downside. So say we have a massive break back down to, even call it, $70 or whatever. What do you want to do with Litcoin at that spot? Is that an area you want to buy? You have to have a plan. Even upside targets. So say we get overextended and we hit 110 very quickly. What are you going to do in that situation? Always have a plan. That's one thing. And then trade your plan. And then write everything down and see if you were correct in your approach. And that's what can really help you. So as we're moving sideways here, guys, there's not a ton to talk about. Wanted to bring this to you. If you get some from it, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless you all. Take care.